elements. An element is a pure substance which cannot be broken down into two or more pure substances by chemical means. There are 118 elements confirmed by the IUPAC on December 30th, 2015, known to man, which have been placed systematically in a table called periodic table. Elements are further divided into metals, non-metals, and noble gases. We have learned previously that various states of matter exist due to different arrangements of molecules in them. Now, we will learn that molecules are not the smallest particle of matter, but it is an atom, which is the smallest particle of matter. An atom is the smallest particle of an element which may or may not have independent existence, but always takes part in a chemical reaction. All elements are made up of atoms. Atoms of an element are similar to each other, while atoms of different elements differ from each other. Classification of elements. What are metals, non-metals, and noble gases? All elements do not resemble with each other and can be categorized into 1. Metals, 2. Non-metals, 3. Metalloids, 4. Noble gases. Metals. Metals are those substances which have the following characteristics. 1. They have luster, which means that their surface shines when light falls on it. Example, gold, silver, copper, etc. 2. They are good conductors of heat. Example, all cooking vessels are made up of metals. 3. They are good conductors of electricity. Example, household electrical wiring is made up of metal. 4. They are ductile and malleable. It means that they can be drawn into wires and beaten into sheets respectively. Example, copper is used for making wires, while of aluminium is used to pack food items. 5. They have high melting point and boiling point. Cooking vessels are made up of metals or their alloys because they can withstand high temperature and do not melt. Their melting point is high. Similarly, mercury, which is a metal but exists as a liquid, is used in measuring body temperature in thermometers as its boiling point is very high. They are sonorous. It means that they produce a ringing sound when struck. Do you know? Mercury is the only liquid metal. Non-metals. An element can be called a non-metal if 1. It has no luster and cannot be polished. Example, coal. 2. It is a bad conductor of heat and electricity. 3. It has a low melting point and boiling point. 4. It is neither malleable nor ductile. 5. It is generally a gas or soft solid at room temperature. Bromine is the only non-metal which exists as liquid at room temperature. Examples of non-metals existing as gas are oxygen, nitrogen, etc. and soft solid is phosphorus. 6. It is not sonorous. It does not produce a ringing sound when struck. Do you know? Non-metals are bad conductor of electricity except geoplute, form of carbon. Metalloids. Metalloids are elements that have properties of metals as well as non-metals. Arsenic, germanium, silicon, and antimony are some examples of metalloids. Noble gases. Both metals and non-metals are reactive. They react with acids or displace less active metals or non-metals from their salt solutions. However, there are 6 elements in periodic table which are totally unreactive. They are helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon. Radon is the only noble gas that occurs in Earth's crust.
Effect of heat on matter. When any state of matter, solid, liquid, or gas is heated, one or more of the following effects may be observed. A substance may expand and undergo change in size or volume or shape. A substance may undergo a change of state. This includes melting, boiling, evaporation, sublimation, condensation, and preening. A substance may molt or get burnt and undergo a chemical, irreversible, permanent change. Thermal expansion. Any matter showing increase of length, size, or volume on heating is said to undergo thermal expansion. Different substances show different rates of thermal expansion. All solids, liquids, or gases show thermal expansion. Let us perform these activities to observe this phenomenon in solids, liquids, and gases. Activity. An iron ring ball apparatus consists of a metallic ring and metallic ball. The outer diameter of the ball is equal to the internal diameter of the ring. Initially, the ball easily passes through the ring. Now, heat the ball strongly for a few minutes. You will observe that the ball does not pass through the ring because its diameter has increased. After some time, when the ball is cooled, it again passes through the ring. This shows that solid expands on heating and contracts on cooling. Activity. Take a test tube and fill it to the brim with water. Take a rubber stopper and make a small hole in it. Put it on the mouth of the test tube. Put a small capillary tube through the hole in the cork. Water will rise in it. Now heat the test tube. You will notice that the water will rise further in the test tube. This shows that liquid expands on heating. Activity. Take an empty flask and fix a balloon to its neck. Heat the flask using a burner and observe the balloon. After some time, the balloon gets inflated. Now, leave the flask to cool down. The balloon gets deflated. It shows that gases expand on heating. Chemical change. You are already aware of physical change, which is not permanent and reversible, and chemical change, which is permanent and irreversible. A change of state of matter is an example of physical change, which is reversible. Ice can be melted to form water, and water can be frozen to form ice again. However, when a piece of paper is heated, it warms up and then catches fire. When the paper burns, smoke and ash are formed, and we cannot get back the paper. Similarly, burning of wood, coal, spirit, and natural gas are all examples of chemical change. Application of heat on substances can also cause an irreversible chemical change. Burning of all substances, whether solid, liquid, or gas, brings about a chemical change which is irreversible. Some examples are: 1. When wood is heated strongly, it catches fire and smoke. Gas and charcoal, solid, are produced. 2. Burning of spirit or alcohol, liquid, produces smoke, gas, and water vapor, gas or liquid. 3. Heating of limestone, rock, solid, in the absence of air, produces quicklime, solid, and carbon dioxide, gas.